What up, YouTube? I just wanted to do a little review on this Paulby's dirt bike. It goes by a few different names. The Blitzshark. It's available on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same except for the colors on it. So I want to compare it to a Razor MX500. Just kind of see the differences between height, and this bike was about $130 compared to like $650 for the MX500. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's a really good looking bike out of the box, but it's got some flaws. Now, if you can see, the first one is that seat. So unless you're sitting right there directly over the pedals or over the foot pegs, it's going up in the back. And then on top of that, the seat is the most uncomfortable seat that I've ever experienced. It's got like two ridges, raised hard ridges on the side, and the foam, the padding, is super soft, non-existent. I don't know if you can see here, but right there is where there's a hard side and another hard side on the other side, and then it goes down in the middle. So if you're trying to sit anywhere other than right here, which would be for a very small person, then you're going to run into some issues. It's the most uncomfortable seat that I've ever experienced. Now let's go on to some of the other issues. Alright, so right here is a huge issue. Hard to show with one hand, but the swing arm is super loose. There's a lot of back and forth play in it, so it clunks around and just doesn't feel very secure. So I've tried to tighten the bolts in there, and they're as tight as they'll go. So I'm not sure what exactly happened in the factory or if that's how it's supposed to be, but there's a big gap in here. The spacing is off, so it shifts side to side and just makes for a pretty unpleasant ride. So I mean, those are the biggest things for me. As far as how it actually rides with the 500 watt brushed motor, not too bad, but the Razor is infinitely more comfortable to ride. This is an old Razor, got it at a garage sale, put a 48 volt battery in it, 1000 watt brushed controller, and that thing's fun. It does wheelies. It's been around for a long time. This guy, I don't know how long he's gonna hold up, but we'll probably do the same thing that we did to the Razor and upgrade it like that and see if we can wheelie on it, see how it holds up a little bit. So the last biggest complaint that I have for this thing is the shock. First of all, it's an inch longer than the Razor MX500. Other than that, it is so weak. It bottoms out like crazy. It's clunky and squeaky. Makes for a terrible ride. That's not a deal breaker. The other things could be if you can't be fixed, but it's just another thing that they should have done differently. So I wanted to point out another difference between the two bikes. The Blitzshark or Paulby's or MX500, something like that. It's got a total overall length of about 48 inches, maybe just shy. Whereas with the Razor, we got 52. So you can totally tell the difference when you're riding it. It does just feel a bit smaller, back sits up higher, and just less comfortable. One more thing, and we'll get to riding, but the kickstand, super loose. Again, like they needed spacers or washers or something, just does not fit right. It's straight out of the factory. you put it down, sometimes it falls down a bit. It just does not feel secure compared to the Razor, which I've never had any issues with. Alright, so I'm going to ride this thing around a little bit. Just test it, but rides pretty good aside from the major flaws. Hopefully nothing breaks on it. Got the GPS on it, we'll see how fast it goes. So here we go, full battery. Well, it's clunky. See if he can do the ramp. Alright guys, after riding this a little bit, would I recommend it? Out of the box like this, I don't know. Probably not. It feels very clunky. I think I misspoke earlier, and I think I paid $330 for it. And while it does get you around, it does move, even on about 140 pounds, it'll move me. It'll get me up to about 15 miles an hour. It's just got so many flaws. When you're sitting on it back here, and you're leaning forward. It's just not what you want. Compared to the Razor, just a much flatter, smoother experience. Stock, everything's better on the Razor. So I'd recommend trying to find a used Razor. But we'll try to modify this thing, get a new shock, try to do something about the seat, and then upgrade the motor and battery. So I'll be tearing this thing apart. If you guys want to see that, then stick around, and if you like this content, then subscribe, give it a like, and we'll see you next time.